My work is based on reconstructing ceramic work from different eras. So I take existing vessels that are broken in some ways, so either cracked or chipped, and I then break them up and make new pieces out of them. I kind of developed my work from there and experimented with different sort of techniques, and I wanted to find a way of working that I hadn't seen before. So I thought about this idea and I tried using the broken pieces to make new pieces without using moulds. But I struggled quite a lot with that because of the technicalities of clay and how difficult it can be sometimes. So say I try this one this time. And the clay just goes straight into the ceramic piece. And then once I have this solid block, I can then carry on building on it. Sometimes I swap pieces in and out if I don't like them, but I do really like that one there. It's going to be difficult to build the rest of it around because of this line being here. So I have to kind of think about it technically, but as well, I don't really want to stop myself from putting pieces in just because they make the mould more difficult. So once all of the pieces are in, I then clean off the sort of remaining clay and things so that the mould comes out with the facets clean. Quite like working in three-dimensional pieces. I used to do a lot of canvas work, but I feel like there's so much more to say when it's a three-dimensional piece. And I quite like the idea of you can turn a piece around and it looks completely different to the other side. To feel kind of this concept does make it look as if there's two completely different sides, and I guess it can look different from either angle. I quite like the idea of my pieces being white, first of all because of the shadows that the different facets create on the pieces, and I feel that they keep the pieces fluid instead of, if I were to have colour on them, I feel like I'd kind of obstruct the form. I quite like the idea of the form being pure in itself, and that it doesn't really need the surface decoration. I kind of, when I was in university, I looked at sort of minimalism and modernism, and I wanted to, although I do use these initial first pieces that do have decoration on, I quite like that I lose that and I actually only keep the form, which in itself is a more pure way of working, I think.